Speaking of things that have changed for no particular reason, Intel just changed their processor branding. This was reported by Ars Technica and Untech, The Verge, basically everyone. Intel will be changing their processor branding with the launch of Meteor Lake later this year. They are officially dropping the I. That's right, my friends. It is no longer Core i5, Core i3. Now it is Core... Wait, what? Oh, I didn't even know about the non-Ultra. Well, whatever. We've got Core 3, Core 5, Core 7, and Core Ultra 5, Core Ultra 7, Core Ultra 9. What happened to good old-fashioned good, better, best? They are likewise dropping any references to generations in their advertisements. Instead, adding this Ultra tier to make it 2 tiers, Core and Core Ultra. They will also shorten their numbering system by 1 digit and put the processor number after the word processor. What?
What?
So, what we had before, this is worse than I thought.
Oh, whoa, yeah, I hate that.
What we had before, Intel Core i9 10700K processor. Now, we have Intel Core Ultra 9 processor 1070K.
Ugh. I don't like that. That's weird.
You know what it is, though, right? And you know who I blame for this, right? I blame Apple.
Oh.
Have you ever tried to look up any information on an Apple product?
Yeah, but why? What's the benefit here?
On an iPad. Have you ever tried to find out anything about a particular model of iPad? Just as a normie who doesn't know that it's the late 2016 version or whatever. And they weren't the first to do it, but they popularized it in a way that has since seeped out into the rest of the tech industry. This habit of naming products in a way that is just infinitely less Google searchable than a clear and obvious product part number that indicates just f***ing anything about the product itself. And like I said, Apple's not by far not the only one to do it. You know, look at what Razer did with the Blade. What the f*** is a Razer Blade? I don't know. It could be anywhere from brand new and amazing to dog slow and garbage. Don't know.
The first time I ever had to work on a Mac, like I was trying to fix it and I was trying to figure out what version it was, and I asked the person who owned it what it was, and they had no idea. I was immediately a little bit confused, but then I asked them and they told me the date, and I was like, that's a season. That's not a model. Like what model of laptop do you have? And they're just like, I just told you. I don't know.
Omen.
Yeah, it's just like, what? Oh, man.
And you know what really is truly infuriating? Even Apple's not consistent about it. With the iPhone, they're the one product that they are more successful at than literally anything else.
Actually super structured.
They clearly denote what the crap it is, because it's actually really f***ing important to know that. And that MacBook? I don't know, it's a MacBook. It's a Mac Pro. Oh, you don't know exactly what f***ing year your Mac Pro came out? Oh, I guess you're going to get information on the trash can one then. It's asinine.
Yeah. Yeah. Dropping the I for me, sure, it's maybe more efficient. I kind of liked it though.
Look, they went from
Intel-y. I liked that branding.
They went from one ripped off naming scheme, what is i3, i5, i7? It's BMW.
Yeah.
And BMW probably stole it from someone else. But there's no creativity here. And then they've taken this thing that was already pretty stupid, and then they've stupidified it more. Okay, so I mean, I guess removing a number is fine, but why do you need to say processor then the model
processor
number.
move is the bad part. That's what I was trying to kind of getting at. Like, I kind of liked the I don't really care that it's gone. The processor move is really weird.
And taking generational branding out of the marketing basically just means to me that they've accepted that they can't keep up with producing new generations. So we're going to end up with this just soup of numbers and letters that are indecipherable unless you have a legend and you can look up what exactly something is. I mean, it's already awful because it used to be that i3, i5, i7, and this is partly because Intel didn't innovate for a long time and didn't add higher core counts and stuff. But for a long time, i3, i5, i7 had a really clear meaning. i3 was a dual core. i5 was a quad core and didn't have hyperthreading. And i7 was what definitely had hyperthreading. And sometimes on mobile, it had fewer processors, but it represented kind of the best that they can do. And then they added Core i9. And it's like, okay, fine. Then let's just keep going. Keep innovating, keep building better stuff, and clearly indicate that this new thing is more better than the last one. But now you're just going to create an additional layer of confusion for people where they go, yeah, well, it's a Core Ultra 9, so it's good, right? Well, I don't know. Which one is it?
It's a Core Ultra 9 processor. What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't need the 4 digits at the end.
And you know what? This isn't the only stupid branding thing Intel's done. I mean, I talked about this back when they did it, but rebranding their Xeons to bronze, silver, gold, platinum. What the crap was that? Because you know that no company ever wants to call something bronze or ever wants to call something i3. So they've created these ultra designations so that just everything can be ultra.
No, I don't think they call i3s ultras.
No, not i3s. i5s, i7s, and i9s are ultra. But that's what I mean. Almost nothing's an i3 anymore anyway.
They can be ultra?
I don't know.
I think.
Oh yeah, they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have an i5 not ultra and an i5 ultra. What does that even mean? What does ultra mean? Do they say?
I don't know. It's bad enough that I have to look at it. Like Xeons went from it being really clear what you were looking at to being utterly indecipherable. And I have to imagine whenever I see this these days that it's completely on purpose. You look at the way that NVIDIA positioned, particularly the generation that included both RTX and GTX cards, so the 20 series. You look at the way that the numbering worked, and you're just going like, this obviously was done to muddy the waters. I can't think of any reason other than that to do this. And it makes me mad because it makes this hobby less accessible. It makes it harder for people to understand exactly what it is that they're buying or down the line, maybe selling. And I don't know, maybe the selfish part of me should be like, yeah, well, I should be thrilled that people will have no idea what their Ultra 9, 14, whatever 12 is. And that way maybe I can snag a deal here and there, but it's like, I don't feel that way about it. I want enthusiasm to be something that you don't have to study all the time. You should be able to take general rules that you've learned and apply them and still have a decent understanding 5 years later because there's some consistency there. Okay, so the number has gone up. This number's gone up by 5, so we've moved forward by 5 generations, and this has a similar positioning to that last one. Like if NVIDIA were to go and change the 8 in their model numbers to mean anything other than, the apex of their products, it would be really misleading to their customers. And I would object to that. It's frustrating. But you look how well it works. Now they can sell you a step-down tier GPU for the same price that they used to give you a big die. And you'll take it and be happy about it. Well, you won't be happy about it. I think NVIDIA has a PR problem right now. Yeah, they're at an all-time high for valuation, but they're not liked. I think they have some work to do, but I don't know how to fix it.
I wonder if that new person will be able to help.
GeForce side, maybe. I don't know.
I'll be curious
to see if they have any
the GeForce
ideas.
side is going to determine the public opinion, though.
That's fair. I mean, even if your consumer brand isn't driving the majority of your revenue anymore because you're so focused on the data center or automotive or whatever other kind of technology, most people are going to interact with your consumer-facing brands.